Hi. So, um, those of you who are, regular viewers, you know that we've actually been streaming for a bit now. And for various real life and technical issues, I haven't been sending out these announcement videos. That has been on purpose. It hasn't really been like a trying to snub thing. It's just been, there's been issues in the way. But I decided those issues are probably sufficiently solved to go ahead and go back to doing announcement videos and announcing anytime we start a stream. We just finished a fairly large Metroidvania block. We went through Soten, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. We went through Bloodstained. We went through Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori Will the Wisps. So that was all awesome. And we're not quite at Baldur's Gate 3 yet. I'd kind of like to be a little bit more set up before we get to Baldur's Gate 3, because if you haven't guessed, this isn't my studio. Like, this isn't even my space. This is someone else's space that I am very temporarily set up in while I continue to try and actually have a place to live at. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm not going to give you the full in-depth details, but on the off chance you were not familiar with what's been going on, I had to move. Apartment complex was being very, very scummy in addition to generally bad. And so now I'm here, and this is, like I said, a temporary setup. I know the audio is terrible. There's nothing I can do about that. And I know that I don't really have a set. In fact, I have an unfinished mural behind me. I actually helped work on that, but that's not mine, obviously. And that's it. That's our current setup. Hopefully, at some point inside of the next month, I'll actually have a room and a studio set up so I can actually start streaming proper. I kind of like to have the studio at least temporarily set up before I start streaming the big boys, because we've got Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, Baldur's Gate 3, and Grand Theft Auto 5 all coming up. And that's a hell of a block. And I kind of don't want to do that in this room. You'll also notice I'm just wearing, one of my GDQ shirts. They're awesome shirts, but they're very, very plainclothes, and it's not my style or my brand at all. That's because it's approximately 1 billion degrees in here. I've got an open window, which you can probably tell because the lighting right here, and I've got one fan going on above me, and that's kind of all I've got going for me. So I'm not wearing the coat in this heat, right? So that's kind of the setup right now. We're going to go ahead and start playing some Shantae, and hopefully people will like that. We're going through all the Shantae games in order, so that should be fun. I've actually never played a couple of them, including the first one we're playing, which is the one on the Game Boy Color. I don't have anything really fun to end on here, and I don't really have some big psychological trickery question to be like, hey, maybe you should comment. So I hope to see you there.